Good morning, Zach here. I know it's been a while since I've done these. I'm gonna get more consistent, doing about a video a week right now. I wanna talk more about sales, and I wanna talk more about, at least this week, about maybe steps to the sales. We'll just go over number one. I think it's the most important. Studies find that 50% of people, I think it's about 50 to 51% of people build trust based on body language. And so if somebody's, sitting back, right, it's kind of like the mirroring effect. Now, a lot of these studies are old, but here's the thing. The mirroring effect, right, somebody's sitting back, and if you're sitting forward, it's like maybe they're not so much business, maybe they're more casual. And when you lean forward like that, the biggest thing they're thinking is like, oh, we're in business mode. Now, sometimes they'll match your mirroring, but in sales, with trust and all of that, you really want to match who you're working with. If they're a 70, 80-year-old customer, more chilled, laid back, you maybe don't want to be so pushy, pressure, like intensity. You still want to be yourself. I think authenticity really breeds success. The one thing I will say though is overt or extra sometimes throws people off. For me personally, I typically have a baseline, right? Say this is your baseline. I won't go too far up or too far down. I always like to stay in the middle a little bit, and depending on the customer, if they're high energy or whatnot, move it up a little bit. If they're low energy, come down a little bit. But man, I really like to have a good time with people, make them laugh. Hey, you're working with the tall, bald guy over here, not that other guy, the other bald guy. That's the before and after photo. Right. So usually we'll see what the person does. You want to read the situation in the room. Sometimes it's intuitive, that can't be taught. But what can be taught is the consistency of what you do, what you say. All these skills can be, mastered. One book I'm reading right now is The Language of Trust. Okay, it is by Michael Maslinsky, Scott West, Gary DeMoss, and David Saylor. So a lot of people are on this book, but I like the title, Selling Ideas in a World of Skeptics: Products, Issues, Yourself, and Services. This is a newer generation. This is a 21st century book. A lot of the trust books were, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s. Things are different now, right? We are in the 21st century. People's buying decisions and buying, the way they buy now is different than it was then. So we have to grow and develop in those areas of the trust. I think it's the most important thing. I do car sales. And so car sales, there's a lot of blockades and walls that are put up based on the customer, because they're kind of looking at you like, are you another sleazy snake oil car salesman? It's not always the case. A lot of stuff's online now, so I can't really put anything by you, right? I let them know, hey, you go online, you did your research, probably know more than me about the car. I can't really get anything by you because you already looked, right? You want to be transparent in the beginning, build the trust, and it all starts with the meet and greet. That's step one. I'm going to go into some of these steps, but step one, that's really where you want to be, building the trust, mirroring, figuring out who you're working with. And like I said, intuition is something that you just have. It's innate within you, but you can build these skills reading books like this. Another one is the Straight Line Sales book by the guy from Wolf of Wall Street. I always forget his name. I don't know why. I always forget his name, but the guy from Wolf of Wall Street, Straight Line Selling's great. Sell or Be Sold's another great book. There's lots of good books out there. Even Zig Ziglar stuff from years prior is great because it's more about service. But yeah, I would look into that kind of stuff. The other thing is just be yourself, be authentic on that meet and greet. Authenticity, mirroring, and trust are the biggest things to create a lot of success in sales, business, whatever it is that you're doing, dealing with people. So anyways, love you guys. Sorry it's been a while. Have a good one.